Let's go, baby! Hey, what is going on, my dudes? Welcome to the video. Today, a bit of a long-awaited video for me with regards to the shotgun nerf that happened last week. I just wanted to go over it, talk about it, give my opinions on it. I kind of waited to talk about this in a video because last week I was pretty pissed. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like this change overall, but I do overall still love Fortnite. It's still my favorite game to play, so take everything I say with a grain of salt because I'm salty, but I still love Fortnite, and again, it's still such a dope game. I just think this is a slight step in the wrong direction, which I will get into more in the video, obviously. In the meantime, just a bit of housekeeping. We are doing a giveaway for 50k V-Bucks. If you guys are interested in entering the giveaway, link is the first link. Well, it's the first link in the description. How many times am I going to say link, dude? Anyways, getting into the video, the whole context of the video. For those who do not know, these shotguns got nerfed in the latest update that came out late last week. So for those who just kind of play the game, they don't read the patch notes, and they're wondering, why the heck are my shotguns hitting for pretty much nothing right now in this new update? And that comes down to what is essentially a huge nerf to the shotgun. So both the pump and the tactical shotgun were hit, although the pump shotgun was hit harder with the Nerf hammer. Plus, just the nature of the pump shotgun kind of makes this worse because the pump shotgun fires at a much slower rate than the tactical shotgun. Even though they both got nerfed, because the pump has less of an opportunity to get shots off, I guess, in an engagement than the tac, you'll actually kind of feel it way harder in the pump shotgun. But anyways, getting into the raw numbers, the green pump went from doing 225 maximum headshot damage to 160 maximum headshot damage. And the blue pump went from 237 to 170 max damage. That's got to do with the reduction of the headshot multiplier. It went from a 2.5 times the damage to a 2 times the damage. Plus, they lowered the base damage overall on the pump shotgun. The pump shotgun, instead of doing 90 or 95 to the body, it now does 80 or 85 based on the rarity. So they've dropped the base damage by 10. And for those people out there who love the pump shotgun, this really whomps, man. But in, I guess, the developer's defense, their attempt here, I think, is to reduce the frustration of getting one pumped. And also, they, I believe, plan on nerfing the double pump. However, in this video, I'm going to talk about how nerfing one individual shotgun actually buffs the use of double shotguns or just double close quarters weapons in general. So what has happened right now is before in the game, the previous meta, even after that they reduced the toggle time with the shotgun, so before you could whip out the shotgun as fast, or the pump shotgun, sorry, as fast as you could whip out a tac shotgun or a heavy shotgun. No longer can you do that. They have made it so it's much more delayed, so if you're trying to edit open a wall and shoot your shotgun in, there's inherently going to be a disadvantage with the pump shotgun in comparison to the heavy or the tac shotgun. I didn't really agree with this change at the time, but it's whatever, I've adapted. Now, however, the pump shotgun is just doesn't do enough damage. It just does not do enough damage. And basically, if you're going to be using only the pump shotgun, you have to shoot, build, shoot, build, shoot, build very, very hard. But you also have to build above people in a way that you're still relatively close to them and relatively exposed to them. I.e., you need to be basically in one square away from them with every single pump shot because the pump is weak at range, man. I'm talking 2 blocks away. When I'm hitting people for headshots, I'm hitting for as low as like 15 or 20 yellow damage. Just in case you didn't know, the yellow hit markers means you're hitting somebody in the head. So it's hella weak, bro. It's hella weak, and it's so disappointing that it's so weak now. But the problem is I think in Epic's mind, they said, okay, we did slightly nerf the pump shotgun, but we're still seeing that people using multiple shotguns is still a problem. Using multiple pumps is still a problem. We want to introduce more variety into our game. We want people to be running things other than double pump because this is a problem Epic has to deal with. However, to me, this is not the solution because what happens? This is a close quarters building game. The biggest part of the play, the gameplay loop, is obviously you try to hit some shots at range. You try to take them down with your AR. But most people who are competent are going to be able to ramp rush towards you, and then you guys are going to kind of collide for a build battle. This is, I'll say, the higher level of Fortnite play. Obviously, you run into a few bots who just kind of bunny hop around until you mop them up with the AR. But for the most part, people start to build the moment they get shot, and then gradually push towards each other, and then they have a build fight. And that's where the problem with this change starts to arise, in my opinion. Because setting yourself up for a one pump is no easy feat. Obviously, it happens occasionally with just pure luck. Like, the guy gets really, really lucky. You had a height advantage. You would put yourself in the right situation. And he just happened to hit that flick shot onto your head with a pump. However, most of the time, when you get one pumped, you've been outplayed. And this is probably a hard pill for people to swallow. But when you get absolutely dummied in one shot with a pump, take a pause, take a minute, and go back and watch what happened. Because you probably got outplayed. Like, most times that I get one pump, a guy has built above me, he's holding a corner, he's holding an edge, he baits me in there, and then he hits an easy lineup shot to the head with a pump. One pumps are tough, dudes. They're not easy shots to hit. And not only that, you had to be completely squared up with their head. You can't even just almost glance off their head. If you do, you won't hit for that full 225 damage to kill. You need to hit with all of your pellets to get that one shot through full shields with the pump. And I don't think that's something people really understand. People really underestimate how much of getting one pumped is luck and how much of that is getting angled. Now, that's not the only point I want to make. Obviously, there's another aspect going on here when they nerf the pump shotgun, and that is the use of two weapons. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so Epic has made it so that you now have to run two variants of close quarters weapons. You have a bunch of options now. You can go pump, or pump tac, or pump SMG, or my personal favorite in this current build, in this current meta, is the pump LMG. However, that's not really making the game more varied. That's just enforcing this whole double toggling mentality where you need to have two close quarters weapons that you flick back and forth between. What it does is it completely throws out some of the weapons I love. This will discourage you from taking things like snipers, taking things like noob tubes, RPGs, the new scoped assault rifle. All of those things are kind of thrown out the window. Because ideally at this point, now that we have so many shields and so many ways to get healing, you're going to want to rock two heals in your loadout. Keep in mind, a lot of these problems originate from the fact that the inventory slots, you only have 5 of them. You cannot carry more than 5 weapons or items in your inventory. And so when you take 40% of your loadout and you have to dedicate it to using close quarters weapons. Keep in mind, before you could run just one pump or even just one tac, because those weapons would do enough damage to give you that contention in a build fight. But now, in a build fight, you have to be like either double pumping or you have to be hitting them with a shotgun and then switching to your SMG to finish. It is the meta. It's basically the way the game has to be played now if you're playing somebody who's, I'll say, on par with your skill level, and it's very frustrating. Now, with that being said, there is one caveat in that the heavy shotgun has not been changed. So, for those wondering, the heavy shotgun is still pretty juicy. It's just as juicy as it was before. It hits for 183 damage to the head if you're using the purple version, plus 192 damage to the head if you're using the gold version. And keep in mind, these also reload at a faster rate than the regular pump. It's just frustrating to me because when double pump was first discovered in this game, or really starting to being used, you could see Daquan out here making those banger videos, just flicking the double pumps around. That strategy was still not really any bit better, or even comparable to the strategy of running just the one pump and just constantly building to get the high ground and to get the positioning. Double pump worked against players who were not as good as you, who just did not build. But when somebody started building back, congratulations, your shotgun cannot shoot through walls. Now you had the battle for height, And being able to flick 2 shotguns out doesn't really matter anymore when it's a constant battle for the high ground and for that position where you can most easily hit the headshot. And that's what's disappointing about this, is because I think Epic is trying to avert that use of the double shotguns, and now they've almost mandated the use of double shotguns in this patch. So overall, I'm just a little disappointed. I do hope it gets reverted, but I'm still absolutely loving this game, as I said before. I also don't agree with the llama nerf and the floor spawn nerf. I think having more materials in the game is important, and I don't think that nerfing the materials is good for the game, because giving both sides as many materials as possible sort of evens out the fights in this game, and I think it's for the better. But I do think that does suck, but I definitely think that this shotgun nerf hurts the pace of the game and just stinks, all in all, a lot more than the llama and the floor spawn nerf. But at the end of the day, that is just my opinion. I am backing up with a little bit of numbers here, but I'm definitely down to hear what you guys think and what you have to say. I know there are some people who agree with me and people who disagree with me on the pump change and the tactical change. Let me know in the comments down below. Please be civil and try to just kind of back up what you're saying, rather than just like, bruh, pump shots trash, dude, get out of here with the pump, dude. Like, just add something to the argument, or add something to your discussion. I want to hear people's legitimate thoughts on this. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, feel free to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.